Hello, welcome to Global Business. I am Imewari Uhiamokai. Now, have you paid your tax? Or more importantly, have you asked your government how it is spending the monies that you pay in? Remember that government's money is actually your money. On today's episode of the program, we shall be looking at the frustrations of an entrepreneur in Nigeria. I did this interview about 4 years ago with Festus Mbisiogu, but listen to the issues that he raises in this interview and you'll be shocked that these same issues resonate today, even as we talk about modern day Nigeria. What is the way forward? What are the prescriptions Festus Mbisiogu gave? Do we think we should revisit some of those prescriptions? That's what we're taking on our program today. Welcome. It's beautiful, and you know you don't want to miss this interview. Let's join Festus Mbisiogu. Hello, welcome to Talking Point on Global Business. Like we told you earlier on, we'll be talking with the president of Blue Diamond Logistics. Blue Diamond Group of Companies is a young man who has so many companies, not in Nigeria, but in China. But he's also based in Nigeria, because he has companies based here in Nigeria. He's someone who has a story to tell and has an encouragement for those who are going into business and those who are stakeholders in the economy, especially for government. I'm talking about Festus Mbisiogu, President Blue Diamond Logistics, who has companies of Uzotex International, Uzotex Foundation, Shanghai Construction and Industry Limited, Super Diamond Products, Full Maranatha Logistics, and Good Governance Initiative. So many organizations you will see, but I'm sure by the time you listen to him and the time he has finished, you will have something to care about and to ponder upon. Festus, welcome to Global Business.
It's my pleasure.
Now, let's start with this. When did you go into China to start business? What time precisely?
Well, Blue Diamond Logistics has been in existence for over 22 years now. We started in Dubai. And I have a partner, his name is Charles Hawkins Igwe. We also have, in that Dubai, we have Blue Diamond Hotel as well. All belongs to Blue Diamond and affiliation of Blue Diamond Logistics. So, and many of our customers are from Nigeria, many African countries. And later, the business shifted to Asia. And these customers requested for a presence in China, precisely, where business is booming. And in 2007, we went to China.
International business.
Yes,
well,
exactly.
You are not an Asian. You are not from Dubai.
Yeah, exactly.
You are from Owerri, actually in Imo State. You are from Imo State, basically.
Yes, yes.
Why did you not choose to start this business in Nigeria?
Well, actually, we have existing companies in Nigeria as well.
No, why did you start abroad? Why didn't you start from Nigeria?
Actually, now, in Nigeria, outside Nigeria, precisely that Dubai, we discovered that a lot of Nigerians are finding it difficult having a capable shipping company that can help them convey their products to Nigeria, mainly to African countries. I think from the statistics or from the information we obtained, we are the first first Nigerians to have office in Dubai, registered office in Dubai. In terms of logistics company. What prompted us to go to Dubai is because people demanded for our services in Dubai, mainly Nigerians. Like the services they're getting as of then is not too good for them, so they requested for us.
This was 22 years ago?
Yeah, 22 years ago, exactly. Then when I went there.
Okay, now, when you wanted to start business in Dubai or in China, when you moved to China, what was the business process, doing business? I mean, it's the registration process. Was it easy? You're a black man. Yeah. You are a Nigerian. And there's so many stories about businessmen or international businessmen trying to start outside the country, especially when they're blacks or they're Nigerians. Yeah. How was the process? Was it easy? Was it difficult? What was the process like?
At first, it wasn't too easy for us because they requested for so many things from us. and that's what every company does. They have a policy, a system that if you follow that system, definitely you will get there. It's not like some countries that it's too difficult to get your company registered. They have a process, they have a system.
And it works,
and it
follow the system.
They follow the system, exactly.
In comparison with Nigeria, how would you look at it?
I think it's the same to Nigeria, but at times it's not too easy for a foreigner to register here in the country. I think there's a lot of factors from what I obtained. I think in Nigeria, the system works, but you cannot compare with abroad. I think there, you can go to online, open the net. If any information you need, you can get it. They provide the whole document. Just walk straight to the office and you get it registered. But here, at times, you want to go through the back door to make it quicker. There's no back door at all.
Well, how's the business environment in China?
Wow. I think that is where Nigerians need to learn a lot. I think let me start by conducive environments. When you talk of conducive environment, you talk about steady power supply. You talk about those that are into industry. Government will like to kind of give you access route to wherever you cited their industry. Okay, access route, accessibility of that product that you are manufacturing. Then government will also give them loans for people that are doing genuine business, especially when you indicate interest that you want to export your manufactured item outside China. They boost you up with interest at a single digit, right? And they also encourage you, please do everything you can do within your power to export these goods outside China, and you have a 10% rebate.
Wow.
Of each product you export. Assuming you export 100,000 naira value of goods outside China, you expect 10%. That kind of incentive is good to every businessman and woman in China. So they want to be creative. They want to bring us some good things so that other nations will demand for it. I think it's a good thing doing business, especially in China, because they have the conducive environment, especially the constant power supply.
Okay. Now, you have talked about China. You are an industrialist in Nigeria. You manufacture.
Exactly.
What do you manufacture in Nigeria?
Yeah, in China, in Nigeria here, the factory is situated in Owerri, Imo State. There we are corrugating aluminum coils, aluminum profile, and we're into block production. We have a machine that can produce up to 20 to 30,000 blocks per day, and interlock about 80,000 pieces per day. And we also have some machine that can produce doors and other things relative to building material. We have the machineries. So
that's really a core industry.
A core industry in terms of building, yeah.
Now, looking at Nigeria business environment in Nigeria, how would you assess it?
Oh my God, it has not been easy. Let me just say something like what prompted me at first. I refused to cite any industry in Nigeria. Okay. But the Honorable Minister for State.
Why?
Yeah, because of lack of steady power supply. And from what I'm hearing or from the analysis I'm getting from other manufacturers or what I'm reading on the newspapers, is that most companies are collapsing because they spend their huge money on fueling their generator, trying to maintain them. So almost all their profit goes into maintenance of their machine, their genset. Okay, so because of that, not only me, almost all Nigerians in diaspora don't want to come back home to invest in terms of establishing industry because of this single act. There's no power supply. There's no steady power supply. So imagine you make 10,000, maybe 100,000 naira in a month, and 60% of them goes to fuel. I think it's not good, or diesel. So because of nobody want to try to invest.
So what made you come? Because we don't have 24 hours power supply right now.
Yeah, that is what I was saying before you now interrupt me. What I was saying is that the Honorable Minister for State on Trade and Investment,
Industry, Trade and Investment,
Dr. Sam Otom, in 2011, he came to China and made a passionate appeal, a current call, requesting for Nigerians in diaspora to repatriate their fund back home. So in that meeting I was there, I stood up and I told him, look, most of us here are willing to come back home, but we don't have steady power supplies. Times of security-wise, kidnapping going on all over the nation, a lot of things that can hinder most of us to return back home to invest. Then he now pleaded with us that the government is working towards stabilizing electricity. That was a very passionate
So that
call.
was the bait
Yeah,
that brought
was,
you back.
yeah, exactly that. So he made that call. And I told him, look, if government is working, and I heard that privatization of electricity is on already, and I told him my experiences. I said, look, about a year before I met you, I'm running a kind of good governance initiative, NGO, that advocate for steady power supply. I told him right there at the meeting. I said, look, the reason why I formed this NGO is because of the experience I encountered, what I witnessed at one of the China trade fair. You know, in China they have trade fair 2 times in a year, April 15 and October 15, 2 weeks trade fair. And every businessman and woman all over the world almost attend this very fair. Then I told him there, the industrial section where you have heavy duty machineries, no Nigerians want to go that side. And we are so many. And I raised the question among them. I said, look, why can't we move? They said, why are we going there? There's no power to power all these machineries. So it's discouraging. Nobody wants to attend visiting that very section. Then what I did was this. I told them, look, we cannot keep on staying in abroad, criticizing government. Something has to be done. Then that's brought about good governance initiative. I decided to return back home. There's no way I can talk to Jonathan one-on-one or meet the House of Representatives, go to them and talk to them. I said, let me start from somewhere. And I call a press conference. I tried to have register this good governance initiative just to voice out mainly on steady power supply, to let the government know the advantages, the multiple effect of having steady power supply. That's what led me open this good governance initiative.
And so how was that initiative done, performed so far?
I think, I think I was able to meet with the honorable, the past Minister for Power, Professor Batnaji, and he told me his own, when the privatizations process started, then he told me how far government has gone. I have also met with Nebo last year in China. I also tried to, so I think government is working. One good thing about this present administration is that Jonathan, our able president, has been to me, this administration has been the only administration that have succeeded in privatizing power sector. You know, it has been on for over 16 years. They tried to, the past administration tried to do that, but they could not. It's not that it's the best in terms of privatizing this power sector, but we have no choice because the foundation of which we saw ourselves, we need it. All I want to say, let there be constant power supply. Nigerians are suffering, Oga. How can we be productive when we wake up in the morning sweating, their children are sweating? How can we be productive when we don't have the conducive environment? I was telling about China before, that they have the conducive environment. Somebody can be missing 2 wires together, okay, because there is steady power supply. Invent something. Start producing and exporting to all over the world because there is conducive environment. How do we do all these things? Nigerians are creative, but the environment is not good. It's not friendly with us. And it's only when we have this steady power supply, then you will know that Nigeria may overtake China. I'm very, very sure of that because we have the population.
So you think that steady power supply, constant and steady power supply, is probably the secret and the key to Nigeria's industrial revolution? 70%
of our problem in this country is because of there's no steady power supply. This power supply affects every sector in this nation. Every sector, it affects every sector. Like now, in the banking system or sector, I discovered that from what they told me, one branch told me they spend about 400 to 500 naira per month on diesel.
400 to 500 naira?
They're 400 to 500,000 on diesel per month. This money, if used very well, it could be reflected in the life of the staffs, okay? You know what I'm saying? The multiple effect, if they don't spend that money, is on the high side. Then even at the airport, you see what is going on there. Even at the newspapers, those people that are into media, you know how much you spend to a kind of run your office. So it affects everything. So the problem we have in this nation is, in fact, 70% of the problem is because there is no steady power supply. Okay, let me give you another instance again. There was a case that took place in Dubai when the leader of Hamas was killed. Do you know how that man was traced? Because there are CCTV cameras on the streets. Okay, they were able to trace. Now, how can we place CCTV cameras on each of the streets in Nigeria where there's no power to power them. Do you understand what I'm saying? If there's CCTV cameras mounted in all the major streets, all the main streets, or the...
Just like they were placed in Abuja.
Yeah, we're placed in Abuja. Or
even though they are not working.
Yeah, even though they're not working, and other places. If we can have such working, I tell you, it will reduce crime.
BC, Choma, Haliru, and Nusa, do you know the budget of your state concerns you? Your state money is your money. Ask your governor to tell you how he spends your money. It is your right to know. Federal ministries, departments, and agencies have started preparing the 2018 budget. You have a right to have an input. Don't let them cheat your community again. Follow your money. Contact the necessary ministry. Your voice must be heard.
The Nigerian budget is your money. You have a right as a citizen to know how it is spent. Monitor your budget. Follow your money. It concerns you.
But Chinese people still come into this country and do business despite these challenges.
Yeah, Chinese people came, and if you can watch it very well, sample opinion, you get what I'm saying. Chinese are mainly into road construction. In this country, into all this, tell me how many factories we have. In fact,
so you mean they can do more if there is a steady path?
They can do more. In fact, I was talking to one of the prominent men from the north. He said, Festus, you know, for over 10 years, no factory have been commissioned in the northern part. No single, I don't know, that's what the man told me. A prominent from the north. He said, for over 10 years, they have not seen any factory or industry being commissioned in the north. So tell me, so the Chinese are coming, but I must tell you, from now, there was this China African investment, China African network. They are coming to all, not only Nigerian, almost all over Africans. They are just going there to see what to do. But from what I saw, they want to go into road construction, building, estate, this and that. Could you call that as an industrial or manufacturing sector? No. You should know that 70% or 80% of what we use in this country is from China. I live in China. At times, it pains me a lot. At times, most of my friends that are shipping goods with me, they will say, this guy, so you don't want to be shipping our goods. Why are you talking about bringing the industry down to Nigeria? So you don't want to be shipping goods. No. Look, if there is power supply, these importers will stop importing from China. They will have the factory set here in Nigeria. And that will create employment, reduces unemployment, right? And a lot of government will generate funds from it. So I don't know how to say, talk about this power sector. It's pathetic. It's not a thing one can...
Now, let's move away from the power sector and look at the taxes in terms of duties for... you export to China.
Yeah.
You export.
At times I export, yeah.
Let's look at the export duties from China. Look at Nigerian export duties. Compare export duties. How let me take. I told you I have office in Vietnam, right? Yes.
There's one good thing I would like this present administration to kind of to look into in terms of agricultural sector. In Vietnam, Vietnam is the second largest exporter of rice in the world. You know Vietnam, you know last time they fought war, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, and these guys are coming up now. What they did that they clear the land for the farmers. Okay? They disband funds, okay? Making sure that these funds get to the farmers. Okay? Then they tax all the rice dealers in Vietnam to patronize these farmers. From there, and the interest rate, like in China, is just a single digit. They give them the whole incentive, okay? The whole conducive environment. When you clear a farmland for a farmer, right? And give him or her money to farm on it, then try to introduce buyers. What do you think? The farmer will most surely do, it will motivate that farmer. He will forget about other sectors, other businesses, and focuses on it. So if Nigerian government will adopt or such a strategy, it will help. I don't know how that yesterday I was reading on the newspaper, I said government has committed about 11 billion on agriculture. I don't know whether this money has reflected in the life of these farmers. I really don't know, but that's what I heard. I'm happy about that. But they should make sure that this money gets to the farmers.
No, it's actually more than that.
Yeah, yeah. If they can do it and try to motivate these farmers, and also let me not go deviate from the question you asked me. Let me just say something again. Like the tie that we Nigerians import from China. From what I saw,
tie. What do you mean by
tie? Ceramic.
Okay, ceramic tiles.
Yeah, ceramic tiles. You know. Okay. So what I read that we import about 3 million tons of ties into this country every year. That's what I heard. And we spend about, from the statistics, $4.8 million importers import Jews from China. Because there's no, we don't have that friendly environment with our Nigerian government that can motivate, but also point down on power sector. Let me not go there.
No, but looking at all this importation, okay. I mean, we have so many goods. You just talked about the fact that we have so many goods being imported. Wouldn't it have been right for the government to put heavy duties on this importation and encourage the other people in the country to manufacture? You took, for example, juice. We have a lot of fruits.
Don't go that area. Any goods manufactured in China, maybe the cost maybe 200 in China. To produce such products in Nigeria will be around 400. Statistics have shown that. And statistics also have shown that if the cost of producing that unit is 200 in China, it will be 300 in Ghana, where there is steady power supply. In Nigeria, it could be 400.
So why?
Because there is no power supply.
No, why? They have a power supply, steady power supply. Just talk about
yeah,
Ghana.
Exactly.
There's steady power supply.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
why is it still lower in China? Is it because of their cheap labor?
One is cheap labor. 2 is conducive environment. 3 is that government.
When you talk of conducive environment, you talked of power supply.
Yeah.
You've talked of the fact that they have tax rebates and all.
Tax rebates, yes.
Yeah. What other conducive environment should Africa be looking at?
Look, do you know the interest rate in this nation? 30%. Are you aware? I told that China is only single digit. Not only that they will give you loan. In fact, there is one product I'm importing from China. I have about 10 products goes on my name in this country. This product, there is this manufacturer that is producing one of these products. He went and borrowed about 10 million RMB from Chinese government, from a bank, just to produce this item for me. Okay? And he told me the interest he is paying. I was shocked within me. That, the interest rate is something that is encouraging. To compare with you and a manufacturer paying 30% interest rate, how will you survive? In fact, most businesses in this country have refused to borrow money from banks. So it's a whole lot of issues.
So a whole lot of issues. What is the way forward?
Oh my God. The way forward is this. I have strongly advocated for steady power supply in this country. Yeah. And I have also told you that 70% of our problem lies because we don't have steady power supply. Okay. I also want to call on collective will of purpose, okay? Meaning that, look, no matter the party you belong to, okay, what do we do? Be it PDP, APC, whatever party one may belong to. Let's try and save Nigeria. We are suffering. We are suffering. Let's support especially any good policy that will enhance or we make Nigeria look good. Let's support such policy, okay? And from what I'm hearing, from what the former Minister of Power told me, a whole lot of people is trying to frustrate the effort of the present administration to stabilize electricity in this country. Honestly, we should think beyond the present time. Our future, the children, the unborn children, we should think about them. Okay, this is what we should focus. So I'm calling on collective will of purpose. Okay, let everybody support our able president, because as I told you, he has been the only president have succeeded in privatizing power. If you watch the trend before, you know how much have been invested on it.
You see, when I think about all that Festus has said, I weep, but yet, then I know that there is hope for Nigeria. Do you believe that there is hope for this country? Send us your beliefs. Remember, you can see our Facebook page and our Twitter handle. Of course, you can also see our Instagram page scrolling on your screen. Join us again next week for another exciting episode of Global Business. Remember, doing business with you is good business. I'm Imewale. Join us again.